How's it going, everyone? We've got some massive PlayStation Store sales to go over in this video. We've got the Mega March sale kicking off and the games under $15 sale kicking off. I imagine the games under $15 sale is just a carryover of the deals under $15. But we'll take a look at that as well, and a lot of your typical deals are available. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to ask you guys, please like this video and do leave a comment with your thoughts. It really does help out the channel a lot, and it is much appreciated. So let's just get right into it. Mega March has a lot of big titles on sale right off the top. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is 55% off for $31.49. Obviously, I do talk up that game quite a lot. It was in my contendership for Game of the Year. We're talking like it's a sport or something, but nonetheless, Star Wars Jedi Survivor was a fantastic game, and I really enjoyed it. However, at this point, it is 10 months old, and it's still holding up at price at $31.49. At some point, this game is going to get added to EA Access, so thinking about it from that lens, maybe you want to wait, but you guys know how I feel about the game. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Performance issues aside, and that might be like a major thing to put aside, the game is absolutely tremendous. I thought it was significantly better than Jedi Fallen Order, and I really like Jedi Fallen Order, but I thought Jedi Survivor was on another level. $31.49, good price for it. Just keep in mind the things I said, the fact it could get added to EA Access in the near future. And it is 10 months old, so I expect it to go down to $20, $25, probably sometime in the summer. Resident Evil 4 Remake is 25% off for $29.99. Now, they dropped the base price of this game down to $39.99, hence the 25% off. At this stage of the game, you should just wait for the Gold Edition to go on sale so you can get the DLC as well, but RE4 Remake is tremendous. What do I always say? You're taking one of the greatest games of all time, you're remaking it for a modern audience, you get one of the greatest games of all time again, and Capcom delivered that with RE4. Last of Us Part 1, 43% off for $39.89. What are we doing? Why is this still $40? Look, I loved Last of Us 1. I think it's one of the greatest games of all time. You know, maybe me throwing that out every other sense with RE4 as well. It loses a little value, but I loved Last of Us 1. If they ended the franchise there, I would have been very happy, and I think the game is tremendous, and obviously, I'll be a little bit more biased and say, hey, it's such a great game, you should still spend $40 for it, but come on, man, this should be $20 or less at this point, and I could recommend it at that price, but still being 40 bucks, like, come on. I would honestly just get Last of Us Remastered, because Part 1, while it's a nice remake, don't get me wrong, it has some visual bells and whistles. Is it worth the 4x price that you can get Last of Us Remastered for? No. But yeah, I love the game, but not at this price point. Resident Evil 3 is $9.99, Hell Let Loose $29.24, Resident Evil Village is $16, Sonic Superstars is 36 bucks, which is an okay price for a game that just came out. Resident Evil 2 is $9.99, great remake there as well. Monster Hunter Rise is $19.99, Mortal Kombat X for $4.99, God of War 3 Remastered for $9.99. I've talked about it before, and a lot of you guys vehemently disagree with me on this, that I'm not crazy about the God of War games pre-2018. Were they fine action games? Yeah, they were enjoyable action games, but I thought God of War 2018 really took the franchise to another level. Still, you know, that's one man's opinion. Most people seem to love God of War 1 through 3. I see a lot of people suggest that the franchise should go back to this style of gameplay, which I vehemently disagree with that. But, you know, what can you do? $9.99 for God of War 3 Remastered, definitely still worth a pickup. Monster Hunter World is $9.99, fantastic game, a ton of content. For $9.99 for the amount of content you get, that's really just a fantastic value pickup. Teardown is 25% off for $22.49. That is available on Plus Extra, was actually a Day 1 Plus Extra title. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is 58% off for $29.39. That's on Plus Extra, so you can play it that way, but if you do want to buy the game, that's a great price. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart was really one of the titles that was a showcase for the PS5. However, as a $70 game that was, what, 12 to 14 hours to get the Platinum Trophy, that's gonna be a little bit of a pushback for a lot of people, but at sub 30 bucks, like, I love the game. I thought it was great, and, you know, I always enjoy the Ratchet & Clank titles, and I thought Rivet added a nice layer to that game, but, you know, 70 bucks was definitely a little bit pricey, but at $29.39, not a bad pickup. Little Nightmares 2 is $9.89, Sonic Frontiers $24. I talk up that game quite often. They've done a good job of updating that game as well, and adding additional stuff, free content as well. $24 for that, quite good there. Blasphemous 2 is $20.09. Resident Resident Evil 6 is $4.99. The triple pack with RE4 OG, Resident Evil 5, and 6 are $12.49. I'm really curious what they're gonna do with Resident Evil 6 once they remake Resident Evil 5. Like, are we gonna get Resident Evil 6 redone? I don't know, but you know, the originals are still a fun time to go through, and I actually wish I did a full playthrough of Resident Evil 4 right before the remake came out. I think I'm gonna do that with remakes going forward. Just make it a habit to try to play through the original release, and I'm trying to do that as much as I can with all these games coming out. But yeah, 4, 5, and 6 there, $12.49. Naruto Storm 4 is $7.99. Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition is $18. I mean, Larian Studios seems to be one of everybody's favorite studios these days after the success of Baldur's Gate 3, but Divinity was a great throwback RPG as well. $18 for that is quite good. Plague Tale Requiem, imagine most of you guys got it through Plus Essential, but if you didn't, $30 for that game is pricey, but I would still say it's worth it because it's an absolutely tremendous game. Obviously, do play a Plague Tale Innocence because the games are heavily narrative driven, but goodbye there. Persona 5 Royal, 50% off for $29.99. I know P3R just came out, but a lot of people ain't trying to spend $70 on a remake of a PS2 game, so P5R is certainly still a pretty good pickup. Goat Sim 3 is $15. RE5 Standalone is $4.99, which that's not a bad buy either. Watch Dogs 2 Deluxe is $9. Watch Dogs 2 Gold is $13.49. We got P4G, Persona 4 Golden, 40% off for $12. That's a fantastic deal. That game, a lot of people consider Persona 4 the best in the entire series. Really, you can go with any of them. I know a lot of people lean towards Persona 3. I know a lot of people lean towards Persona 4, and a lot of people lean towards P5. They're all masterclasses in RPG design, character storytelling, all that good stuff. $12 for it is great. I played P4G when it initially came out on the Vita and had a great time with it on there as well. But yeah, now thankfully it's available on platforms everybody actually owns, so that's always a good thing. Cult of the Lamb is $15, good deal there. Evil West is 50% off for $29.99. That's crazy to think about. Evil West and Plague Tale Requiem were both Plus Essential titles in the month of January, and here they're both on sale for $30 a pop. So if you look at it that way, Plus Essential in January gave you $60 of value, which is kind of crazy to think about. Dredge, 30% off for $17.49. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is $7.49. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is $8. Until Dawn, $9.99. That is getting a PlayStation 5 release. I'm not sure how the upgrade is going to be handled, if it's going to have an upgrade path, a free upgrade, paid upgrade, all that stuff, but yeah, $9.99 for that. Mad Max is $4.99, 75% off. Good price for Mad Max, thinks it's quite good. It had the unfortunate fate of being released the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5, and the definitive experience is 40% off for $11.99. Now, this game is actually appreciated in price, and I have my theory as to why that happened. Not only has MGS5 appreciated in price, but also Metal Gear Rising has appreciated in price on Steam. Why would that happen? Oh, it looks like Konami is re-releasing the Metal Gear games in the form of these collections. Maybe they want to increase the value of said Metal Gear game, so I wouldn't think it's all too unlikely that Metal Gear Rising will be a part of one of the collections as well. MGS5 is said to be a part of Volume 2 alongside MGS4 and I believe Peace Walker. That hasn't been officially revealed yet, but hopefully sometime soon, because that would be great. MGS4 getting preserved is what we're all about. MGS5 I thought was a great game nonetheless. $12 for it is quite good with all that additional content. Little Nightmares 1 is $4.99, great deal there. Like a Dragon Ishin is $29.99. Wish that was a little bit cheaper, but what can you do? Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, $5.09 on that. I mean, Dogma 2 is right around the corner. Dogma 1 certainly shows its age at this point, but still a worthwhile action RPG to go through. Sega Genesis Classics Collection is $6. Pretty good deal there. Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix, that's $19.99. Pretty good deal, all things considered. It is available on Plus Extra, but that'll get you Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts Ray Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, Birth by Sleep, and a bunch of other like cutscene content and things like that. It's a good collection. I mean, if you're trying to get into Kingdom Hearts, that's a good collection to buy. I'm gonna give the Kingdom Hearts games another playthrough at some point. Probably one of the more quiet periods, but you guys know, narratively, those games get kind of wild and a little bit hard to follow, so it is what it is. $20 for that collection is quite good, though, and goated soundtracks. I mean, Simple and Clean, Sanctuary, those are GOAT tier theme songs for video games. Resident Evil OG is $4.99. Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition is $14. You know, if you never played FF15, I actually think it's a pretty good buy. One of my buddies actually got into Final Fantasy 16, and he really enjoyed that game from a combat standpoint, and I've been hounding him to play FF15 just because I think from a gameplay standpoint, Final Fantasy 15 to newcomers is a game that a lot of people are going to end up enjoying. Visually, it looks great, the open world is gorgeous, and the action combat, while a little bit repetitive and easy, it is enjoyable to go through. So $14 with the Royal Edition bonus content, I think it would be a pretty good pickup. Is available on Plus Extra as well. Lost Judgment is 75% off for $14.99. Good deal there. Follow-up to Judgment. Definitely play Judgment first, but that's a great deal for Lost Judgment. And who knows? RGG just put out Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Could Judgment 3 be their next game? I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know. I know that there was some discussion between some ongoings between RGG and the actor. I hope that got alleviated because the games did ultimately drop on PC. But yeah, I am really curious if they end up doing a Judgment 3. That would be tremendous. But definitely play Judgment 20, the game that came out in 2018, of course, and then Lost Judgment as well. Great games across the board. I forget if Judgment came out in 2018 or 2019. You guys get the idea. Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, $24. I mean, that game has one of the most comical main characters of all time, but the ending in that game is so well executed that, like, I almost want to recommend that game. 24 bucks is a little pricey. Like, I would say sub 10 bucks would be perfect for Stranger of Paradise. It is available on Plus Extra, so probably just play it that way. But, yeah, Souls-like title there. Need for Speed Rivals is 3 bucks. Death Stranding Director's Cut is $20. On Plus Extra as well. Hitman HD Enhanced Collection, $11.99 on that. That includes Blood Money and Absolution. The initial $60 price tag for that was just absolutely wild. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with that, but $12 is definitely a little bit more palatable as far as that's concerned. Devil May Cry HD Collection, $9.89 on that. Sleeping Dogs Definitive, $4.49. Obviously a tremendous deal there. Dead Island Definitive is $3. Chernobylite is $11.99. A little bit extra of a discount if you're a Plus subscriber. Borderlands Game of the Year Edition, 67% off for $9.89. Borderlands 1 is awesome. Shows its age a little bit, given it came out back in October of 2009. Yeah, for all of you like me that played Borderlands back when it came out, think about that. It'll be 15 years old this year. We are getting freaking old, guys. But nonetheless, Borderlands was awesome. $9.89 for that is great. Infamous Second Son is $9.99. A good game. Not as good as Infamous 1 and 2, but still pretty solid. Didn't like Delson as much of a main character as I did Cole, but still a solid playthrough, all things considered. I'm still super salty that I got screwed out of the Platinum Trophy in that game, and I've told that story before, so I won't go into a diatribe, but that irks me to this day. Resident Evil 0 is $4.99. Sniper Elite 4 is $9. Lord of the Rings Gollum, baby! 75% off for $14.99. Let's go! GOTY 2023 alongside Walking Dead, but nonetheless, yeah, obviously don't buy that. World War Z is $15 for PS4. Evil Within is $4.99. Good deal there. Digimon Survive is $14.99. If you like Digimon and you're okay with a narrative-driven title, that is more of a visual novel. Has some tactics-based gameplay baked in there as well. It's not going to be for everyone, but I really enjoyed it. I really dug the narrative in that game. Sonic Colors Ultimate, 60% off for $16. I enjoyed Sonic Colors. You know, it was a game that I think would have done better if it was a little bit shorter. Some of the content was actually shaved off, but overall, $16 for it's pretty good. DMC Devil May Cry, $9.99 on that. I enjoyed the game. Just go into it expecting a good action game, and you'll probably have a good time with it. Chrono Cross The Radical Dreamers Edition, $9.99. Chrono Cross is great. 10 bucks for it is pretty good. Mirror's Edge Catalyst is $3. Great deal there. That's one of those games that kind of got panned when it came out, but looking back, it's a lot better than it gets credit for, especially for $3. Great deal there. Quantum Error is on sale, $29.99. Yeah, that was one of the more interesting releases. Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is 16 bucks as well. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is 12 bucks. Danganronpa 1 and 2 Reload, $16 on that is really good. This used to go on sale for $7.99, and then it got its price appreciated as well. It's still a really good deal. Danganronpa 1 and 2 are great games, and I played Danganronpa 1 when it came out on the Vita, and, you know, it was like one of my very first visual novels ever, and I'm not going to say I'm super into the genre now, but it was wild how much that game hooked me, and give that game 30 to 45 minutes and it'll probably hook you as well. Sword and Fairy Together Forever is 50% off for $19.99, an additional 10% off for $16. That game's a little clunky, but visually, it's one of the more remarkable games that you're going to look at, especially given that it gets no buzz whatsoever, but a decent little RPG there. Weird West Definitive Edition, $9.99 on that. I really enjoyed Weird West. We got a full review of the game on our channel. You can go check that out, but a game where it's decision-driven, but the decision actually has real consequences, and it's decisions narratively and gameplay-wise, which I found interesting. $10 for it is great. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, $9.89. I mean, those games are great. More visual novels there. After Image 1374. That's a fairly recent release. What else we got? Heavy Rain is $12. A little pricey on that. Gungrave Gore is $9.99. That's not a bad price for that. Vampire, $8. Wolfenstein 2 Deluxe is $9. 13 Sentinels, $18. Vanillaware's got Unicorn Overlord coming out, but man, 13 Sentinels was a tremendous game that deserves more love. It's on Plus Extra, but $18 is a fantastic deal for a game that has one of the best time-based narratives that I've seen, and that's something that's super difficult to execute, because one error and the plot just makes no sense, but that game comes together incredibly well. I highly recommend it. Yeah, so I'm running a little bit long. Again, the game's under $15 sale looks a lot of the same. Yeah, it's Mad Max, Persona 4 Golden, Naruto, God of War 3 Remastered. Nonetheless, a lot of great deals seem to be available as a part of this sale. Bright Memory Infinite, by the way, 30% off for $14. Pretty good deal there. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, $19.79. Not a bad pickup there either, but that'll do it for me. Again, check out the sales for yourself. We only went through a couple pages of north of 1,500 deals, and I only limited it to full games and whatnot, so keep that in mind. Probably should have showed the bundles as well, but what can you do? That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.